Welcome back to Locked On Bucks. Appreciate you guys for tuning in every single day, making me your first listen of the day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcast, so make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. For those of you who are in the comment section, make sure to say what's up so we could talk a little bit, or so I could answer any questions you may have. Let's talk about the NCAA. What a bit eventful day for Colorado. So they get great news that Deion Sanders is coming back, and then they get disappointing news that the NCAA will not allow them to play Syracuse for their spring game. And am I shocked? I told you guys the other day. Do I think it's a great idea? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen? I was 50-50. I was probably leaning 60-40 towards no, because I think the NCAA is never good at allowing good things to happen for it, right? The NCAA is always going to NCAA. It's always going to get in its own way. And they released a statement saying, after reviewing this, the committee reviewed and provided feedback to the NCAA staff on a legislative relief waiver request to permit two FES institutions to engage. They decided to deny the request and on two reasons. These were the concerns. The timing of the request. Most institutions have already planned their spring practice periods, and some are at the end of or have completed their spring practice period. Two, competitive and recruiting advantage gained by applicant institutions if a waiver was approved to allow these institutions to engage in activities no other institutions are permitted to do so, and the potential academic impact associated with student athletes missing class time to participate in practice activities. The committee advised the NCAA staff that for the reasons noted above, it opposed the waiver. The committee agreed to discuss during a future meeting a concept that could permit joint practices in future seasons. So basically, the NCAA won't allow it because, one, too quick of a turnaround, right? Colorado spring game was scheduled for April 19th. That's literally in 2.5 weeks, I believe. Two, it gives them advantage, right? Recruits can come visit certain events that not every program could do. And then three, the student athlete part, we're still pretending that they're student athletes that are going to miss out on valuable class time, right? Am I shocked? No. Am I disappointed? Absolutely. I think this could have been a great event. I do admire, or at least I'm hopeful that it says it'll be discussed in a future time. I think they want to give everybody in college football the option to sort of participate, is what it comes down to. I really would have loved to see it between Colorado and Syracuse, two African-American head coaches going at it, making history. And the NCAA took that away. They took away an opportunity for the sport of college football to have a little bit of attention in a time, April, when there's not much going on in college sports, right? March Madness is going to be over. Obviously, college baseball is going, but that's not super popular. That's not really as popular until the College World Series rolls around. And so you have the NBA, right? You have MLB. So it was like the one time that these programs had an opportunity to make some more money for themselves, to have their own platform. And it was going to be on ESPN2. And it was going to be a really cool, unique spring event. And with traditions dying in college football, with spring games all over the country dwindling, it would have been nice to have a spring game, right? I thought Deion Sanders' idea, or I think it still can, right? I think it's going to save spring games or the concept of a spring game. I just think the NCAA wants a say in it, and they're probably going to figure out a way to sanction it or profit off of it because obviously it's NCAA. So NCAA says no. Are we shocked? No. Are we disappointed? Yes, very much so, because I think it could have been quite the spectacle. And it's one of those things where I just feel like the NCAA is always going to make the wrong move, because that's just like their brand, right? They whatever fans want or whatever is the right move in theory, they oppose it. So no spring game for Colorado Syracuse, at least not under NCAA sanctions. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll go against it and just do it anyway. I think if there was any coach in college football that would push the boundaries like that, it would be Deion Sanders of Colorado. But we don't know the ramifications of what would happen if he just decided to sort of give the finger to the NCAA and be like, you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. So we'll just have to wait and see. But either way, NCAA is going to NCAA, as I said. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Shadeur Sanders and where his possible best mock draft, or where his possible best landing spots are for the NFL draft. This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Daylight savings snuck up on us again, and if you're feeling that lost hour of sleep, 5 Hour Energy has your back. The extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through. Whether you're staying up late watching the NCAA tournament, squeezing in a round of golf after work, or just trying to keep up with your busy day, 5 Hour Energy gives you that quick, refreshing pick-me-up whenever you need it. Basketball madness. I've been staying up late watching all the tournament action. It's exciting. How could you not love these games? But I need a little bit of energy, a little bit of a pick-me-up, and 5 Hour Energy helps me keep up the next day. Head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, peach mango, and you can even build your own 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. If you need one now, grab a 5 Hour Energy shot at your local grocery or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized with 5 Hour Energy.
The NCAA tournament is here, and so is the bracket breakdown.
Locked On Podcast Network and Amazon Fire TV channels are teaming up to deliver NCAA tournament coverage like never before. Watch studio shows featuring former players and Locked On's local experts as they guide you through every upset, buzzer beater, and bracket matchup.
Stream it all for free on Amazon Fire TV channel. Search Bracket Breakdown to see it all for free.
It's your team every day.
Welcome back to Locked On Bucks. Appreciate you guys for tuning in every single day, making me your first listen of the day. We're talking NFL draft about Shadeur Sanders specifically because the NFL keeps shaking it up, right? We keep hearing what teams he's linked to. And so I'm going to tell you the teams that I like the best for Shadeur Sanders. I'm going to rank them realistically. I'll go through right now the first we'll go the first 10 picks, and we'll identify which teams stand out as quarterback needy teams. Tennessee Titans, possible fit, yes. They need a quarterback. Will Levis ain't it. Cleveland Browns, they need a quarterback to replace Deshaun Watson. He's a disaster. I don't even know if he'll ever touch the field again. He's been that's probably one of the worst contracts in sports history. They need a quarterback. The Giants, I don't know. They need a long-term solution at quarterback, but right now their quarterback room is quite full. Patriots, no. Jacksonville Jaguars, no. Las Vegas Raiders, kind of, right? They just got Geno Smith. They need a quarterback of the future, but they have Pete Carroll. He's old. Does he want to develop a quarterback at this time? Or what are Pete Carroll's intentions, right? Does he want to develop a young quarterback, or is he trying to win right away? Like I said, he's old. The New York Jets, they need a quarterback, right? They have Justin Fields. I don't think Justin Fields is a long-term solution for anyone. I think Justin Fields will sort of be a journeyman. I think this will be his last chance to start. Panthers at 8, don't need a quarterback. Saints at 9, I think they could use a quarterback. I think Derek Carr is on his last leg of his career, and they owe him a lot of money, but I don't think he's the long-term answer there. The Bears don't need a quarterback. And then if there was any team that was also in the first round that needs a quarterback, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, which I also think is a fit. If I had to rank my top 5 landing spots for Shadeur, I would probably go, Cleveland Browns, right? Good offensive-minded head coach. You get to learn from an experienced quarterback. Do I like Deshaun Watson as a quarterback? No, but he's experienced. He's had some bright moments. So the Cleveland Browns are up there. The Las Vegas Raiders, I think, would be a really good situation for him. The New Orleans Saints also. So I'd probably go Raiders, Browns, Saints, Giants, Steelers at 4, Giants at 5. And the reason I'm not high on Shadeur to the Giants is because I don't understand their direction. And the Giants as a franchise just scream franchise that's going to end up firing a head coach and GM probably next year. So it's like, does Shadeur really need to be in a position where you have 2 quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, who both want to start, and are both probably are they going to want to mentor him, or are they going to want to salvage their careers? Like, what are their motivations, right? Geno Smith, I think he knows he's a starter. I think he'd be willing to mentor Shadeur because I think that he at least knows that they brought him in for a reason. Derek Carr, same thing. Does he want to mentor Shadeur? I don't know, right? The Steelers need a quarterback really bad, and they don't really have an option right now, so he'd probably be thrust into action right away. Do I love my rookie quarterbacks being thrust into action right away? Probably not, but if the best place for him to go if he wants to play right away would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. So those are my top options. I honestly, it's one of those things where Shadeur Sanders is a unique prospect because I think people are scared of his father. I think they're scared of the energy and the attention he's going to bring, but you're getting a really accurate, smart, and tough quarterback, and that's what a lot of teams need. In Athlon Sports' latest mock draft, our insider, Luke Easterling, had him going number 2 overall to the Browns, and he says, you either have a quarterback or you don't. The Browns have neither, he says you either have a quarterback and a chance to contend or you don't. The Browns have neither, and Sanders is clearly the second best signal caller in this year's draft. if they think he's got what it takes to be a franchise passer in the NFL, they can't afford to pass him up and risk the Giants or any other team grabbing him instead, right? I think teams are going to want to trade up for Shadeur, right? I think a lot of teams are going to be phoning in, being like, hey, Cleveland at 2, you down to move? Or Giants at 3, you down to move? We'd like to get some Shadeur. So those are the teams that I like for Shadeur. Comment below who you like. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in, making me your first listen of the day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. And I will see you guys on Monday. I hope all of you have a great weekend.